Hello, and welcome to Portfolio Development Part 1, Teacher Growth. My name is Kathleen O'Neill, and I will be your portfolio coach this semester. If you're watching this video, you've probably gotten my welcome email, so you know a little bit about me. But I'm so excited to work with you this semester. I wanted to just record a quick video to introduce myself so you can see my face and know that I'm a real live human being who's here to support you this semester. And just to tell you a little bit about me, I began my teaching career over 10 years ago as a teaching fellow in the DC public schools. I taught middle school English for 3 years and then relocated to Baltimore and became an instructional specialist with an adult education program. I'm currently working as an instructional designer at the University of Baltimore and am so excited to be in this role as a portfolio coach, supporting teachers who, like me, are really devoted to working with students. I can't wait to work together to help you develop your teaching skills and really showcase them through the portfolio. If you haven't looked in the portfolio course yet, I'll just tell you a little bit about it. But basically this semester, you're going to be working to build a website that's going to showcase all the great things you're doing in the classroom. So the challenge with it is that you're doing a lot of great stuff, but you have to show it to someone who's not in your classroom. I can't wait to get to know you and see what's happening in your classrooms. I'm so excited to work with a group of candidates this semester who are teaching my real passion, which is English. So I can't wait to get started. Wanted to call your attention to a few things in the portfolio course and just share a couple logistical things as we go through the semester. The first thing I really want to emphasize is that I am here for you. We are called portfolio coaches for a reason. We're really here in a role to support you and help you develop a proficient portfolio. So you'll probably see in my welcome email that there's a Calendly link where you can schedule a time to talk with me. Please don't hesitate to take advantage of that. The hours that are set aside on there are times that I have scheduled to support you in your work and answer any questions you may have, or just be a sounding board, for struggles you're having. So I hope you'll take advantage of that, and please don't hesitate to do so. I also want to emphasize that if there's a time, if you can't find a time on there that works for you, just send me an email and I'm sure we can work something out. I do have some flexibility during the day and also other hours on weekends. That's just the time that I've set aside for you specifically, but I'm more than willing and happy to be flexible and meet with you at a different time if that's preferable to you. Email is the best way to get in touch with me, and I'll usually respond to emails as quickly as I can. If it's during the workday, I'll probably respond pretty quickly, but you can guarantee that you'll get a response from me within 48 hours, but generally a lot quicker. I also want to emphasize that though email is the quickest way to get in touch with me, we can always jump on Zoom or jump on the phone and have a quick conversation. I know a lot of times you can solve something in 5 or 10 minutes when you're actually talking to each other, where that same issue might take 5 emails back and forth to solve. So don't hesitate to schedule time with me or reach out, even if you want to send me a quick email and say, can you give me a call real quick? We can do that. So I'm here for you. I really, really want to emphasize that. I'm here as a resource, and I really want to help you develop the best portfolio that you can. So you can see this video is actually being recorded via Zoom right now. This is the primary way that we'll use to communicate with each other. If you haven't used it before, it's really great because we can see each other face to face, which is awesome. And it also has a screen share feature, which I'll show you in a few minutes, where we can use that to look and see what the other person is seeing. So something that's really valuable with the portfolio course is you're building a website. So you're going to get extensive feedback on that from me. But a lot of times it's a lot easier for us to look at it together versus having me write a paragraph response and try and pinpoint where the issue is on the page, where we could just quickly speak together and we can actually look at it together and you'll be able to see it a lot faster. So that's a great advantage of the platform. Another thing to share with you is just some basics of the course. So as you see from the welcome email, your first assignment is due pretty soon. It's due September 8th, and that's your evidence plan. I can't emphasize enough how important that evidence plan is and how much you will thank yourself later if you put good detail and effort into it now. The evidence plan, if developed well and developed with detail, as I mentioned, is really going to give you a good roadmap for the semester. if you put a lot of effort into this evidence plan, the rest of the semester will be a lot easier for you because you'll just be following the plan you've already created. So I wanted to take a few minutes now to actually go into the portfolio course and just share a couple resources and call your attention to some great resources that are in there for you. So I'm going to share my screen with you. All right, so if you haven't been in the portfolio course yet, this is what it looks like. My view might be a little different from yours because I'm in there as an instructor, but you'll sort of see the idea. As you saw in the welcome email, you should plan to spend about 5 hours really going in detail in this course and looking through all the resources that are there. Putting time in to do that now is going to help you as you go through the semester because you'll have an idea of what's expected. One thing to look at is this portfolio overview section, in particular, the schedule of deadlines. This portfolio course moves pretty quickly. After September 8th, you pretty much have something due every 2 weeks. Roughly how it works is that you'll submit your assignments, coaches have 2 weeks to provide you with feedback, and then we're on to the next one. So my goal is to give you feedback as soon as possible. Do have the whole 2-week period to give it to you, but I want to hopefully get it back to you sooner than that. When you get that feedback, it will be a full markup of the rubric and really detailed feedback of what you need to include or change or think about in order to get a proficient score. I want to emphasize now that it's really, really, really rare that you will submit something for your, each part of the portfolio and not need to make changes. Revision is a really key point of this process because as you'll see when you look at the portfolio examples, they're really deep. They're really layered. They're really awesome websites that showcase what people are doing in their classrooms, but it takes some time to get them together. So please know I will be giving you a lot of feedback and you should expect to make revisions. It's just part of the process. Okay, so take a look at the schedule of deadlines. Like I said, you'll get the feedback within 2 weeks, and then we're moving on to the next section. But I want to encourage you to be making revisions as we go. And even though I won't be able to give you a full rubric markup after you've done revisions, I'm happy to do what's called a soft look and kind of take a peek at what you've done and let you know, kind of give you a thumbs up or a thumbs down, some quick feedback about how it's looking, if it's in a proficient range or if you still have more work to do. A couple other things to show you in here. The portfolio samples, please check those out. Those give you samples of proficient portfolios. Take some time to look at them. I think you'll be really impressed and it'll give you a good idea of what you need to do for your portfolio to get a proficient score this semester. This evidence idea bank is awesome. It's going to take you to an external link that will give you ideas for evidence that you can include in your portfolio to demonstrate that you're meeting each of the standards. This is really a crucial resource when you're developing your evidence plan because you can see, it gives you a whole bunch of different ideas of what you might include in your evidence plan and thus in your portfolio to get proficient scores. Okay, last thing to show you here are the modules and submissions. Though it's kind of a small part of the left navigation, this is really where the bulk of the portfolio course material is. So you can see here again, there's saying you need to set aside at least 5 hours over a week or so to really go through this course. Look at the rubrics. The most sort of important ones for right now are this Getting Started module and the Evidence Plan module. Just wanted to show you in here an example of the evidence plan. So you have that evidence idea bank like I just showed you, and just want to call your attention to this evidence plan exemplar. So this kind of shows you what you would need, what a good evidence plan is going to look like. But I want to call your attention to the fact that this is only for one standard. So this is really, really detailed. The candidate who put this together is going to have a much easier semester because they already know exactly what they need to include in their portfolio. They can kind of work it like a checklist as they build that section. But again, this is just one section of your evidence plan. You need to do this for each standard that you have in the portfolio. So that's kind of what I wanted to show you there. I'm going to stop my screen share now. Oh, actually, one other thing I want to show you, I'm sorry, let me take you back real quick, is the rubrics that are available in the portfolio course. All right, so that's another link on the left navigation. up towards the top, rubrics and scoring policy. I recommend that you look at these really closely. I'm sure you know from being a teacher that rubrics are a great thing to follow as you're building an assignment. But take some time to really look through those so you get an idea of what's required for a proficient score. That's what I'll be using to give you my feedback this semester, so it's kind of nice if you can view those ahead of time. All right, now I'm going to stop sharing my screen and just wrap up with a few things. Just want to remind you that from my welcome email, you can see I'd love if you could respond back to me with just a quick emoji or, hey, receive this, so I know that that email made its way to you. Please take a few minutes. It should take you maybe 10 or 15 minutes to fill out the survey that I've linked. I really want to get to know a little bit more about you and really learn how I can best support you this semester. I know we all work differently, and I want to be adaptable and flexible and give you the kind of support that's going to help you be successful. Let's see, what else? You also need to take about 5 hours to look through the courses. Excuse me, my cat is coming to visit me right now. And then the final thing you'll need to do is schedule a time to meet with me via Zoom. You can use my Calendly that's linked there before the evidence plan is due. So ideally that would be next week, starting August 25th. But if you need it to be the week after that, that's fine too. But really the sooner that we can meet each other, get to know each other a little bit more, and go over what's really required in that evidence plan and maybe talk through it a little bit about what you're thinking, the better. I can't emphasize enough how important that evidence plan is. So if we can talk together and get you started on a good plan, you'll be in a great place for a successful semester. So again, welcome to the course. I can't wait to meet with you and work with you this semester. All the best, and I'll be talking to you soon. Thanks so much.